There are places on our planet that hold their secrets close. Lands once defined by shadows, their stories whispered in hushed tones across continents. El Salvador was such a place. Its name was once a murmur of caution, a destination circled with a question mark on the maps of travelers. It was a land held in a state of suspended breath, its vibrant heart beating beneath a veil of uncertainty. To venture here was to step into a narrative few dared to write, a story of profound and often misunderstood complexities, where the very air seemed thick with untold histories and unresolved tensions. Now, a different kind of whisper travels on the wind. It speaks not of fear, but of a quiet, powerful awakening. The land itself seems to be exhaling, a long, slow release of a burden held for generations. The journey into its heart is no longer a path of trepidation, but one of profound discovery. It is a pilgrimage into a world that is shedding its old skin to reveal something raw, beautiful, and astonishingly resilient. This is a story of transformation, not just of a nation, but of the very spirit that animates its mountains, its forests, and its people. The air here carries a unique weight, a blend of salt from the Pacific, the rich scent of volcanic soil, and the sweet perfume of blooming coffee flowers. It is a sensory introduction to a landscape of dramatic contrasts. Here, jagged peaks pierce the clouds, their slopes cloaked in impenetrable green, while below, valleys cradle life in a tender, fertile embrace. The very geography tells a story of turbulence and creation, of forces that both build and break. It is a fitting metaphor for the nation's own journey, a testament to the enduring power of creation over destruction. To truly understand this place, one must learn to listen to the wind as it sweeps down from the highlands, carrying the cries of distant hawks. To listen to the silence of the deep forest, a silence that is not empty, but filled with the myriad tiny sounds of life unfolding unseen. It is a listening that requires patience, a surrender to the rhythm of the land itself. For it is in these quiet moments, away from the clamor of the world, that El Salvador begins to share its most profound and intimate secrets, revealing a soul of immense depth and beauty. If you've enjoyed this journey into the heart of El Salvador, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories of transformation and discovery from around the world. The memory of what was is etched into the landscape, a ghost that lingers in the quiet corners of the collective consciousness. It is a past that shaped the very contours of the present, a time when the silence of the night was not a source of peace, but of apprehension. The rustle of leaves in the wind could be mistaken for footsteps, and the call of a night bird could startle a heart into a frantic rhythm. This history, though no longer an active threat, is an essential part of the story, a somber bass note that gives the current harmony its depth and meaning. It is the darkness that makes the light so brilliant. But the narrative has turned. The shadows, once long and menacing, have receded, chased away by a determined and pervasive light. Safety has settled over the land like a gentle morning mist, seeping into the valleys and climbing the mountain slopes. The people, once guarded, now meet your gaze with an open and welcoming curiosity. The sound of children's laughter, once a precious and fragile thing, now rings out freely in the village squares, a powerful and undeniable symbol of this profound shift. The fear has been replaced by a burgeoning, vibrant hope. This transformation is not a forgetting of the past, but a deliberate and conscious decision to build a different future upon its foundations. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, its incredible capacity to heal and to choose a path of peace over one of conflict. You can feel it in the bustling markets, where commerce is conducted with a newfound ease and confidence. You can see it in the careful restoration of old buildings, a tangible effort to reclaim and honor a heritage that was almost lost. It is a quiet revolution of the heart. The change is most palpable in the open spaces, in the vast, untamed wilderness that was once a no-man's land. These areas, previously avoided and feared, are now being rediscovered as sanctuaries of natural beauty. The trails that wind through the national parks are no longer paths of peril, but invitations to communion with nature. The sound of the wind in the pines is no longer a mournful sigh, but a song of freedom. The land itself seems to be participating in this healing, offering up its beauty as a balm for old wounds. Venture beyond the towns, and the true scale of El Salvador's wild heart is revealed. Here, the world expands into a canvas of breathtaking proportions. Volcanoes, ancient and immense, stand as silent sentinels, their conical forms etched against the vast azure sky. Their slopes are a patchwork of deep greens and dark volcanic rock, a stark and beautiful testament to the Earth's raw power. From their summits, the world unfolds below in a panorama of rolling hills, shimmering lakes, and the distant silver line of the Pacific Ocean. It is a view that commands silence and inspires awe. In the highlands, cloud forests cling to the mountain peaks, worlds of perpetual mist and mystery. Here, life is draped in a constant, gentle moisture. Every leaf, every branch is slick with water, glistening as if freshly painted. The air is cool and thin, filled with the earthy scent of damp soil and decaying leaves. The silence is profound, broken only by the drip of water from the canopy above and the occasional haunting call of an unseen creature. To walk here is to feel as though you have stepped into a prehistoric world, a land forgotten by time. Contrast this with the dry forests of the lowlands, a world of sharp light and deep shadow. Here, the sun beats down with an insistent force, and life has adapted in remarkable ways. Trees shed their leaves in the dry season, their gnarled branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. Yet, with the first rains, this seemingly barren landscape explodes into a riot of green. It is a world of sudden and dramatic transformation, a powerful reminder of nature's ability to endure and to burst forth with life when the conditions are right. The wildlife here is often elusive, masters of camouflage and stealth. A flash of iridescent blue and green reveals a turquoise-browed motmot, its distinctive racket-tipped tail twitching as it perches on a branch. In the undergrowth, a troop of spider monkeys moves with breathtaking grace and agility, their long limbs and prehensile tails allowing them to navigate the canopy with effortless ease. Each sighting is a gift, a brief and privileged glimpse into a hidden world that exists parallel to our own, a world that is slowly and cautiously revealing itself once more. Life in the wild places of El Salvador, it operates on a rhythm dictated by sun and rain, by hunger and survival. It's a rhythm that can be heard in the unceasing chorus of the forest. As dusk begins to fall, a new symphony begins. The daytime sounds of birds and insects fade, replaced by the chirps, clicks, and calls of nocturnal creatures. The air hums with the relentless thrum of cicadas, a sound so constant it becomes a form of silence. In the distance, the deep guttural roar of a howler monkey echoes through the trees, a primal and territorial declaration. Water? Well, it's the lifeblood of this land, and its sound is a constant presence. It can be the gentle lapping of a crater lake, its surface a perfect mirror reflecting the sky above. Or it can be the thunderous roar of a waterfall, hidden deep within a jungle ravine, its spray creating a permanent rainbow in the air. Following the sound of water often leads to the most beautiful and secluded spots. oases of life where ferns grow in lush profusion and dragonflies with wings like stained glass dance above the surface. These are the sacred spaces of the natural world. Even in the most seemingly desolate landscapes, life finds a way. On the barren slopes of a volcano, a pioneer plant, maybe a tiny fern or a hardy wildflower, pushes its way through a crack in the cooled lava. It's a small but powerful act of defiance, a testament to the indomitable will of life to colonize and to create. In the branches of a thorny acacia tree, a hummingbird, no bigger than a thumb, has woven a delicate nest of silk and lichen. These small dramas of survival are played out 1,000,000 times a day, largely unseen. The creatures that inhabit these landscapes are perfectly attuned to their environment. A spectacled owl, its dark eyes huge and knowing, swivels its head almost a full circle, its sensitive ears attuned to the slightest rustle in the leaf litter below. On the forest floor, a column of leafcutter ants marches in a disciplined line, each individual carrying a piece of leaf many times its own weight, part of a vast and complex superorganism. To observe them is to witness a world of intricate and ancient relationships, a web of life that is both fragile and incredibly strong. The journey from the highlands culminates at the coast, where the land meets the vast expanse of the Pacific. The air changes here, becoming thick with salt and the raw elemental scent of the ocean. The shoreline is a place of constant motion and sound. The waves, an endless procession, build in the deep, their crests catching the sunlight before they collapse onto the shore with a thunderous crash. This is followed by the long, sibilant hiss as the water is dragged back over the sand and pebbles, a sound like a great slow exhalation. The beaches are a study in high contrast. Black volcanic sand, a legacy of the country's fiery heart, absorbs the heat of the sun, shimmering under the intense tropical light. This dark expanse is then met by the brilliant white foam of the surf, a stark and dramatic line that is constantly being drawn and erased. Above, the sky is often a canvas of deep, saturated blue, punctuated by the stark white forms of gulls and pelicans as they soar on the thermal updrafts. It is a landscape of simple, powerful elements. Life on the shoreline is uniquely adapted to this dynamic environment. In the tidal pools left behind by the receding ocean, a miniature world thrives. Tiny crabs scuttle for cover under rocks, and sea anemones retract their tentacles at the slightest touch. These pools are small, temporary sanctuaries, teeming with life that must be able to withstand both the inundation of the tide and the heat of the sun. They are microcosms of resilience, small but perfect examples of adaptation in the face of constant change. At the mouths of rivers, where fresh water meets the salt, mangrove forests create a tangled and impenetrable barrier. Their roots, like gnarled stilts, anchor them in the soft mud, creating a vital nursery for countless species of fish and crustaceans. The sound here is different again, a quiet world of clicks and plops as unseen creatures move through the murky water. It is in these liminal spaces, these places of transition, that the richness and complexity of El Salvador's biodiversity is most apparent, a final testament to the land's incredible capacity for life. The story of El Salvador is, in the end, a story of dawn. Not the sudden flick of a switch from darkness to light, but the slow, gradual and breathtaking process of the sun rising over a horizon. The deepest shadows are the first to retreat, replaced by the soft, hopeful colors of a new day. This is the feeling that now permeates the country, a sense of a long night ending and a new chapter beginning. It is a transformation that is still unfolding, a future that is being written in real time with every sunrise. This newfound peace has allowed nature to reclaim its space, not just in the wild, but in the minds and hearts of the people. There is a growing understanding that the country's true wealth lies not just in its coffee or its coastline, but in its biodiversity, its pristine forests, and its unique geological wonders. Conservation is no longer a luxury, but is seen as an essential investment in the future, a way to protect the very soul of the nation. The land is being seen not as a resource to be exploited, but as a sanctuary to be cherished. The journey through this transformed land leaves an indelible mark. It is a reminder that even in places that have known profound darkness, the light can return. It shows that resilience is not just a human trait, but is woven into the very fabric of the natural world. The ancient volcano, the tiny hummingbird, and the nation itself all share this same tenacious spirit, this ability to endure, to heal, and to thrive against the odds. It is a powerful and humbling lesson to witness firsthand. El Salvador, once a whispered name, now invites the world to come and see, to come and listen. It offers its mountains and its shores, its forests and its wildlife, as evidence of its rebirth. It is a country that has stepped out of the shadows and into the light, not by forgetting its past, but by embracing a future where its greatest treasure is its own natural, untamed, and now peaceful heart. The story is far from over, but the direction is clear. It is a journey towards a lasting sanctuary for both its people and its wildlife.